3 minutes past 12, you are listening to the Mid Morning Talk on Salam Media with me, Maryam Mkwanda. And joining me on the other side of the stream is Islamic care and social worker Shuhaida Adam, here to talk about healing and meditation, an event that will be taking place on the 5th of March 2022. And she's here to give us more details. Assalamu alaikum, Shuhaida.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Shukran for joining me once again. It's always a pleasure to have you here.
Definitely. And today I am so excited to talk about our event. Oftentimes we talk about such heavy social matters and social difficulties that we're going through. On the one hand, and then on the other hand, we promote a lot of content relating to wellness and how we have to look after ourselves. We have to take some time out. So it's almost a follow-up to our event last year. I'm not sure if the listeners and viewers will remember we had a hike. We addressed issues on GBV, which is a very heavy topic. So we realize also that when you do such a heavy topic, we want something to balance that heaviness, to help people then to alleviate the difficulty of the topic, and focus a little bit on wellness also, because oftentimes we get so bogged down in the difficulty that we don't realize also that through this difficulty we have to have some mechanisms to cope with whatever it is we're going through. And we can still be going through difficulty, but we can take some time out to care for ourselves, and that actually then strengthens us to cope with the other challenges that probably, that they are part and parcel of our lives. They don't really go away. So we want to follow up with this. It's also an outdoor event. We're calling it Beautiful Butterflies because the theme will be around butterflies. If you think of butterflies, they are fluttering around, ever so beautiful, and they move, they seem so light. So we're linking the lightness of the butterflies to the wellness and that lightness that you feel when you do a self-care activity. So we're hoping to promote that. This event is not a very long event, and it's not an intense event. It's not going to dig deep into individual difficulties, into individual people's difficult traumas, etc., etc. We're focusing a little bit on healing without discussing the trauma. So allowing people to just focus on calming techniques, certain wellness techniques, wellness activities that will promote some reflection, promote a bit of self-forgiveness. Oftentimes we hold a lot of guilt around events that had occurred, that oftentimes it's not our fault. It's not that we really brought it about, but we hold some form of guilt around certain actions that we may have done or we didn't do that then contributed to the issue. So we want to bring a bit of forgiveness component to it, and then a bit of a meditative component to it. So, we talk about taking some time out, and oftentimes people say they don't have that time because there's just so much going on. So this event, if someone can commit to this, it's just about 2 hours. So we're starting at 9 o'clock, right? But if you can commit to that 2 hours, we're giving you that opportunity to just focus and reflect on yourself, on what's happening on the inside. And it's a very good starting point for somebody who has never really taken some time out, somebody who's not doing well. They know that they're not doing well. They're struggling to cope. They're struggling perhaps with things like anxiety, things of stress, struggling with traumas that may have occurred in the past, and it's impacting on your behavior right now. This event is a very good starting point to actually reflect on where you are. How are you doing? Recognizing the difficulties and how it's impacting on you, on your functioning, the different areas of your life. Some people, their difficulties are focusing on their work environments. Some is impacting on their relationships, their parenting, just their daily functioning. So we want to use this event, and we want our participants to really use this as a starting point to start reflecting on change. Now, earlier in the year, we did a whole program on change and the starting points of change. We spoke about how very much people are not aware of what they would like to change, and then the starting point is where you just have some awareness that there needs to be some change and you would like to bring about some change. So this, we're hoping, is the starting point. This event also, we're hoping to, of course, carry on with it. It must be a series of wellness events. But for this one, it's just the starting point. It's also not too intense, so it's quite suitable for people of any age group. So people who are not, it's not a fitness program also. We'll have a couple of exercises, but you don't have to be fit. So people who are not very mobile, they are welcome also to attend. People who are not, people who struggle with physical exercise and physical exertion, they are welcome to attend because there's nothing too intense in this program. So we really hope the community can come out and support it. Of course, it's a ladies-only program for now. If there is a program in the future for men, then that will, of course, be advertised accordingly. But this is just for ladies at the moment. We're also trying to keep it a little bit small. So we are restricting the numbers up to, I think, maximum 50 people we can accommodate. But we still have space open. So people are welcome to contact us. And if they would like also further information, then they can contact us. And also, if people want to know really what exactly is the program about, then they can speak one-on-one, and we can actually cover we can cover how we can benefit you individually also. So based on your individual circumstances, we can then explain it to the potential participants.
Mm-hmm. All right. Now, the focus is on meditation and healing. Let's talk about those two words first. Now, how do the two of them correlate? How do they work together?
So we like to look at meditation as a tool to aid healing. Okay. So
Mm-hmm.
I think most people, we have an understanding of meditation where you sitting on the ground and you sort of chanting different phrases or mantras or something
Mm-hmm.
along those lines. But actually, there's so much more to meditation than that. Meditation can be completely personalized to suit you. Now, I know there's quite a common understanding that meditation is associated with a certain practice of religion. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
but what we're doing is we're taking meditation, so the act of staying still and focus and reflection, we're taking that and we're suiting it to, we're making it more suitable to a psychosocial setting. So allowing you to rather focus just on your thoughts and your feelings. So it doesn't necessarily have to have a more intense spiritual uh, connotation to it. But we are adapting it to our setting, and we are a psychosocial organization. Although we are faith-based, we are psychosocial, so our focus is going to be psychosocial. So the act of meditation, then, our purpose is to use it for psychosocial purposes. However, if you as a participant, you're going to include some spiritual aspect to it. If you're going to include within your own way of practicing, you're going to include your own method of practicing some form of spiritual
Mm-hmm.
let's say you want to add a spiritual phrase or spiritual anything relating to your faith that you want to add to it, then you're welcome to do it. But our purpose for meditation here is to just slow you down, get you concentrating on yourself, and getting you to focus on your own wellness. Also, you know what's happening up in our minds, what's happening in our minds. Most people, your mind is racing at 180 kilometers, 200 kilometers an hour. The
Mm-hmm.
thoughts are moving, the errands are moving in your mind. We want the meditation to be able to get people to slow down, focus, calm themselves, calm their minds. And there's so much healing from that. I think oftentimes also we have an understanding that healing consists of doing so much things. So either consuming items, consuming medication, or consuming healthy foods, which is a component of healing. But there's more to healing than actually doing. There's a lot of benefit to just slowing down and reflecting and trying to regain control, regain your sense of mastery on the inside. So this program, one program, of course, is not going to help you really succeed in that. It's going to be a build up, but it's a very good starting point. So we'll be using the meditative tools to aid the healing. It's going to be outdoors, inshallah, if the weather permits. So it is at a private venue in Auckland Park. There is an outdoor section, and we will be doing most of the program outdoors. However, if it rains, we do have provision for indoors. We will adapt to the weather. So the benefits also of outdoors, we've seen it also last year with our programs, our outdoor programs. It's just, it's phenomenal. Just actually
Mm-hmm.
sitting on the grass. Something as simple as sitting on the grass, even if you're laying down on the grass, it has such a healing component to that. It has a
Mm-hmm.
calming component to it. We use a technique called grounding. Um, and we use this technique also, especially with people who have experienced a trauma. So
Mm-hmm.
we've covered trauma already as a topic on your show. But just to remind people that oftentimes when we experience a trauma, our brain it's extremely activated. You are on high alert. So we use a technique called grounding, where if you think of the ground, it's the most solid surface that you can really find, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, in its natural form. So when we push ourselves to something that is very solid, we then have a feeling of being more still because the ground is still. Okay, so we use that grounding technique to bring about a calmness to people, and the grass itself just has such a nice feeling to it. There's a lot of comfort to it also. So we're going to incorporate the grounded technique into the wellness, into the healing component of the program.
Mm-hmm. All right. I wanted to ask you what happens to your mind and body when you meditate. You mentioned that, our mind is always busy. We're always thinking about 100 things that we need to do. And still, oh, I have to pick up the kids from school. Oh, I have to put this, I have to cook that, I have to go here and I have to go there. Like our minds have already planned a month in advance. And how does that now affect the body?
Okay. Um, your body also, nature, alhamdulillah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created things in perfection. Everything is created as it should be. So the state that our body should be in is in a state of calmness, in a state of balance. And our deen also speaks so much about being in balance. We always want to avoid the extremes, right? So of course, our modern life, it 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 creates a sense of extreme. Our lifestyle starts becoming a bit more extreme, and our bodies they struggle to adapt. Essentially, that's also why we have a lot of diseases of lifestyle, stress-related diseases, because our bodies are not designed to be moving so fast. Our minds are not really designed to be moving so fast. So oftentimes there's a rise in the stress hormones in our body, and you may then feel a lot of anxiety. It can also lead to unhappiness hormones, a lack of happiness hormones, so to say. Um, so it can have a physical impact on our body. Then even our blood circulation, our digestive system. You'll find often people who are constantly stressed. They struggle with digestion problems. They struggle. Their heart may be impacted, their heart rate is impacted, their wellness, their actual physical health is impacted, their organs are actually impacted. So things like your pancreas may not be functioning optimally, your liver is not functioning optimally. A medical doctor can give you a lot more in-depth information around that, but just on a basic level, your body doesn't function so well. So when you have to slow down, it's not very easy also to adapt to slowing down. So that is also why when we do these activities, we introduce it very slowly to people on a very easy level. Because if you are a person whose mind is very busy, you've got a lot going on, and you're always thinking, doing. When you actually stop and slow down, it can be a bit difficult to adjust to. Okay, so even a simple activity like sitting down and spending quiet time. Oftentimes, people who are on the move, they actually struggle with that because they're not used to it. And
Mhm.
when they struggle with that, they tend to give it up. Okay, so then we tell ourselves that sitting down, being still, being quiet, reflecting, it's not for me because I don't feel comfortable with it. Okay, we often tell ourselves that. But what we're going to do in our program is we want to accommodate for people who are really busy, and they may struggle to adapt to just taking their time out and their quiet time and settling their minds. People who are often stressed, people who have a lot going on, and a lot of activities and errands, etc., they may find even things like when they're in their salah, they are struggling to focus with their salah because there's so much going on. They may struggle even with their own individual du'as, individual prayer time, reading Quran. They may struggle to focus because their minds are constantly moving. So we want to just slow people down, and hopefully with our exercises, it will then have benefit in the other areas of their life. So even when they're spending time with people who need, with other people who need to talk and they need to listen, hopefully then people will then be able to just calm themselves down and listen to other people instead of constantly being waiting for somebody to stop talking so that they can stop talking, because they are very fast people and fast thinkers. Okay, so it has it, being constantly stressing, being constantly busy, it has an impact on your wellness, your thoughts, and different areas of your spiritual.
Shuhaida, your line is not great. It seems like there's a network issue that is causing some disturbance there. Um, I don't know. I can't ask you to move around because now you're frozen. All right. Let's take a quick break.
Rasulullah, 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 Rasulullah. My heart yearns to be in your company. Oh, hey, proclaim your call, setting shackled minds free. Hey, defend your person and fulfill every decree. Fight at your side, repel each enemy. See your face with its moonlight quality. Would that this honor be given to me. Rasulullah, 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 Sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Yet regret I must, I am not worthy, unfit for your noble company, of those for whom Jannah was destiny. The truth of your exemplary, handpicked by our Rahman, honored to be friends traveling with you on your journey. Companions of your sacred history. Rasulullah, 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 Sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. I swear as long as there is breath in me, in your footsteps will I traverse patiently. Defend your name and fulfill your every plea. Spread your call to all of humanity. Strong and longing for the day I may be united in your blessed company. رسول الله يا رب العالمين.
Listen to something fresh. Listen to Salam Media, your humanitarian broadcast.
All right, you are listening to the Mid Morning Talk on Salam Media with me, Maryam Mkwanda, and with me is Shuhaida Adam from Islamic Care Line. Now, Shuhaida, you were talking about the healing and meditation program that will be taking place on the 5th of March. And I'll quickly remind our listeners again, especially those who have just joined us, what to expect and when, so that they familiarize themselves and they diarize it.
Okay, so let me give you the actual details now. So it is
Mhm.
on the 5th of March, so it's next Saturday, inshallah. It's going to be at a private venue in Auckland Park. So we'll share the address for people who RSVP directly with us. We need RSVPs. Please try to RSVP so we can plan ahead. There is a cost to it. And whatever the proceeds from this event, of course, go towards Islamic Care Line activities and just managing our organization. The tickets are 100 Rand. And this is inclusive, of course, of the time. It's inclusive of a live breakfast that we'll be having also. So we will be serving refreshments. If you do come along, just please, if you want to bring some extra water, we have water. But if you, I know some people, they of course want to bring their own infused water, etc. If they have personal preferences, you can bring that along. We will be serving refreshments, so there's no need to really bring along any picnic basket or anything like that. Like I said earlier, it's for ladies only at this point. We're not really catering for children, so it's not actually for young children, it's just for ladies at this point. Please dress comfortable. So as comfy as possible because you want to just be you want to stretch, you want to be yourself, and then of course we will be facilitating the activity, so there's nothing really to bring along. Please contact us at 078-727-1334. So you can even send a WhatsApp or you can send an SMS just to contact us and we will get back to you. And or you can phone us on 011-373-8080, and that will then you can book your slot there. So like I said, we require RSVPs beforehand, so we also can plan accordingly. And the address will then follow, but it's very centrally based. It's in Auckland Park, so people can contact us, and it will just be a 2-hour program. So we're starting at 9 o'clock, inshallah. We're hoping to start at 9, and if you are running a bit late, it's okay. So don't worry too much about that. But we want to start from 9 till about 11, and hopefully, inshallah, we'll see everyone there.
All right, inshallah, and I hope that it will be a successful first event on healing. And inshallah, I'll see if I don't have anything planned, and I'll come through, inshallah.
Please do, Sister Maria. We'd love to host you in Salam Media at the program.
All right, inshallah. All right, shukran for sharing that information with us and our listeners. And I hope that people do take advantage of this healing program so that they can open the doors for healing for themselves and hopefully get their other family members and friends involved as well. Shukran so much for your time, Shuhaida. Assalamu alaikum.
Afwan. Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Islamic Care Line's social worker Shuhaida Adam taking us through the healing and meditation program that will be taking place on the 5th of March 2022 in Auckland Park, Johannesburg. It's very important to RSVP, so make sure that you do so before next week. It is at a cost of 100 Rand, and there will be a light breakfast that will be served. And for more information on how to book, you can send a message, WhatsApp, or text SMS to 078 727 1334, or you can call Islamic Care Line's office at 011 373 8080. That once again is 011 373 8080 and 078 727 1334. or dress comfortably and take a friend along. Don't forget, it is taking place on the 5th of March 2022. This is an opportunity for you to take some time out for yourself to go and try and learn how to heal yourself through meditation. It is at 12:28. You are listening to the Mid Morning Talk on Salam Media.